Hello my dear 20 subscribers and everyone who watched this video. I hope there will be more of you very soon. My name is Kirill and there is Broken Brick Lego Laboratory. Here I show my custom Lego projects entirely imagined and built from scratch. Don't tell it my mom. The previous episode I showed you an American muscle car, moored Mustang. Now it's really broken brick. Look like after some accident, right? Today I'll present to you the spider with two quad exhausts. Why with two? While preparing the script for this video and looking at the car I want to talk about, I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. And here it is, the second version of the spider. Why quad exhaust? Find it very soon. I spent a long time trying different combinations of parts for the front, aiming for something both striking and natural looking. Only after less modification I arrived at design that fully satisfied me. I lowered and reduced the left part of the front marker lights deeper into the bumper. Previously the front was built from many angular triangles, which made it look a bit awkward and gave it a retro-futuristic vibe. I completely descended the section down to the base, leaving only the old bumper, added more streamlined fenders and extended the hood. Although, can we even call it a hood? Under that cover lies something you wouldn't expect. There is no engine here. After all, there is a real sport car, which means the engine is in the back. In the front, there is only a small trunk that holds nothing but money. And honestly, what else will you carry in the trunk of such a car, right? Another instantly noticeable element is unusual panoramic glass. I think this glass originally came from a helicopter set, but it fits perfectly here. It serves as a windshield, roof and a rear window all at once. On each side are two structural arches, essential for safety in case the car flips over. For high-speed sport cars that's especially important. I decided that highlight of this car will be upward opening doors. I can't say it looked completely realistic, but it blends perfectly into the car image. The opening motion is impressive and creates a large entry space for the interior, which is entirely finished in red. Since these weren't real doors to begin with, I had to come up with something like handles. After all, that's what handles are for, right? Now they're not only nice accessory but also making opening much easier. Some sports cars have a brightly colored brake pads. This car has them too. If you look under the car, you'll see that I built the underside from whatever parts I had. It also has a yellow suspension. At the time I didn't even have large flat pieces, so I used many small ones. Such limitations make us more resourceful and inventive. In the end it's turned out even better. It's looked like a real car assembled from many functional elements. The front and rear axles here are of different widths. You think that was intentional? Nope. I just didn't have other wheels. Now we're moving on to my new segment, Illego. It's a special part of my blog where I talk about modifying broken parts and give them a new life. Or filing down regular pieces with the file, to creating something Lego hasn't invented yet, but that perfectly fits my builds. If you take apart the front and rear axles, as well as the suspension of this car, you'll see there used to be two pairs of narrow wheels. I could have built the car twice as narrow, but these parts were broken. Often the double axle that hold the wheel breaks off, leaving it unable to stay in place. I had several of these parts, so I filed them down and turned two broken pieces in one functional suspension that works for any car width. Now the broken part is not only usable again, but also it's more convenient. Please, don't modify parts on your own if you are under 18. Always ask your parents for help. Actually, some sports cars really have a wider rear axle than a front one. It improves stability at high speeds, cornering grip and handling. The rear of the car looks quite striking. The bumper is neatly integrated into the 4-barrel minigun. Just kidding, It's not a minigun, but a dramatic quad exhaust. The moldings on the rear fenders are done in hockey, not exactly the most common choice for a sport car. The translucent elements that now serve as the car's headlights may once have been part of the military fighter jet set. But now, in the new role as these car running lights, they look right at home and give it proper sporty character. At the rear of the car sits an active spoiler capable of changing its position from fully lowered, creating almost no noticeable air resistance, to raised, performing a circular aerodynamic role. In its raised position, its channels are flow to press the rear of the car onto the road, preventing loss of traction, liftoff, and loss of control at high speeds. Under the rear hood lies the engine, the kind that wouldn't fit up the front. Honestly, it feels wrong to call it space a trunk, since there is no luggage to be found here. Beneath the rear hood lurks the engine, a tangle of pieces, sensors, and another mysterious cover. Its purpose? That's for you to imagine. At the very least, it can serve a highly practical function, holding the hood open so it doesn't drop down and smack the driver on the head. So that was the Spider quad exhaust. In the next episode I'll show you one of my favorite projects, an old Japanese van. I love this type of car so much that I simply call it old Japanese van. That's all for today.
Subscribe, like. More interesting stuff in a way.